Okay, I'm waiting for my family to finish grocery shopping. So while I've got a minute, let me talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart. It's education. I've been a student since I was 5. I am now 38, going to be 39 years old in about a month. And I'm still going to school. So, as you might imagine, education means a lot to me. I've been teaching, this is my 4th year as an educator. I started teaching 6th grade math. The only reason why I moved out of 6th grade math is because my wonderful state of Arizona decided that it was a good idea to require 6th grade math teachers to be able to teach advanced calculus. Think about that. I can't teach the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, because I can't teach advanced calculus. I never took calculus. I think the highest I got was algebra 2 trig. And it really upsets me because I know what strong value there is in math. Math and science are my 2 favorite subjects. I just was stupid and didn't pursue what I should have in my own educational career. So I moved on to grade school education, 3rd grade, and then I moved up into 4th grade. And I've been there, this is my 2nd year teaching 4th grade. And I like it, it's okay, but I really do miss having one subject and pouring my heart and soul into one lesson that is differentiated and teaching it 6 times. That was awesome. I mean, the majority of my time would be spent looking at assessments, looking at how my students are doing, trying to figure out the data, understand the data, be able to modify and adjust my lessons based on how my students perform. Let me tell you about elementary school teaching. I teach reading, writing, vocabulary, grammar, math, science, social studies. 7 subjects. 2 of those subjects, science and social studies, I only get 20 minutes a day to teach both of them. So that ends up being 4 days of science because it's a tested subject, and 1 day, 20 minutes a week of social studies. That's a travesty. There is nothing beneficial to our students about only teaching them social studies 20 minutes a day. And we're looking at and working on creating methods to incorporate social studies and science in with our reading block. We're required to have 4 hours in English language arts, 1 hour in math. But think about this. When you're working on a social studies portion in an ELA designed curriculum, like if I'm teaching reading, I'm teaching them about main ideas and supporting details. I'm not teaching them about the history. I'm teaching them how to read it and comprehend it. So there's a huge issue for me about that, especially when some of my kids, they don't know their address, they don't know their phone number, they can't identify the United States on a globe, they can't identify Arizona on a map, they can't tell me what the state capital is for our state, they can't tell me why 1776 is such an important date in U.S. history. They don't know the difference between the Revolutionary and Civil War. They're 4th graders. I mean, I get it. There's other things that are more important now because we're such a test-driven society. But you know what's going to end up happening? There's a wonderful axiom that says those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. And what we're breeding right now in our educational standards are children who will not know history. And what do you think they're going to do? If they don't understand how ancient Egypt, how ancient Rome, how both of those civilizations failed, they are going to be the ones to destroy our country. Social studies is important. And we need to step up, and we need to stand strong, and we need to ask for more time for social studies and science. Science, there's another one. You know what's happening in engineering and technology? Is it's such a male-driven sector that sexual discrimination is rampant. Women don't want to be in engineering. They don't want to be in technology because of the stigma of being a woman in those environments. That sickens me. My daughter is one of the smartest kids I know when it comes to engineering and technology. She can do more on my phone than I can. And I used to work for Apple. And the fact that I'm looking forward and going, I really hope she chooses to do something with science and technology, but she might end up being discouraged by how male-driven it is. Hopefully we can turn that around. How can we turn that around if we only have 20 times 4, 80 minutes a week to teach science? Where's the equality in that education? And I'll tell you, my team and I work with 2 other 4th grade teachers. We spend the majority of our time lesson planning, in our lesson planning time, and all of our grading has to be done at home on our own time. How are we going to take care of all that when you've got doctor's appointments, you've got church, you've got family obligations, you've got schooling, your own schooling to go to? Carving that time out is not easy. I'll tell you, from the perspective of an educator, making that time, something's got to go. You have to sacrifice something. It's going to be your health. It's going to be your family time. It's going to be your own education. Something's going to give. Every day that you need to grade, even if it's just half an hour a day, you're going to lose out some time on something. And I'll tell you, I start work at 7 a.m. I'm at school by 7. Our classes start at 7:45. I have the kids in my classroom at 7:15 for breakfast. And I read Chronicles of Narnia to them during their breakfast time from 7:15 to 7:45. So that's tough. Anyway, and then I'm at school until, I don't know, sometimes, well, my contract hours end at 3:30. So I'm required to be there till 3:30. Sometimes I bail out at 3:30. Sometimes I'm there till 5. Sometimes I have to be there even later. People are like, oh, it must be nice only working 6 hours a day. No. I work on average 9 to 10 hours a day. So the next time you see a teacher, say thank you. Be kind to them, because it's not all rainbows and butterflies and glitter and unicorn farts. it's not easy dealing with differentiating instruction, creating different lesson plans for students that have IEPs, 504s, all other types of acronyms that you can hardly think of sometimes. Gifted students need differentiated instruction. You can't teach gifted kids with a regular lesson plan. I have students that I have to almost literally hold their hand to their page to get them to write. I don't hold their hand to their page, but I'll have to sit with them and say, focus on your writing. Quit looking around, focus on your writing. Put your pen on the paper. You can do this. Do you remember what you're supposed to be writing about? Okay, yeah. We're writing about what happened in this book, Miracle, that we're reading. We're writing about what we think about the character. Why does the character make us happy or upset or bring us joy or make us uneasy? I have to sit there and repeat the instructions that are written on the board to children over and over and over and over again because they have a learning disability. It's not easy, but I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Next time you see a teacher, say thank you. God bless you all. Take care.